glory. He's God. There is none like him. He's faithful. He's merciful. Just give him praise and worship this morning. Our God is worthy of all our praise and thanksgiving. Just say something nice to the Lord. He has kept you. You woke up this morning. It was not by your power, but by his grace. Through all your challenges in life, you're still here today. You're not dead. Just magnify the Lord. Hallelujah.
Himself. It was an open invitation to be corrupt. If I can, even you can improve it.
Universal citizen. It is in every country, in every nation of the world. It is all over. Regardless of the wealth of the nation, it is not a Nigerian problem, it's not an African problem, it is a common problem. But it is a problem we have chosen to do something on. So like I said, the facts are less than 2% of us in the world have a plan for retirement that can actually show up and say, this is my plan, this is how much I'm going to spend in retirement. A lot of us that have an opportunity to engage in a plan that will enable us see retirement do not do it. We have in Nigeria what we call the Retirement Savings Account, a fantastic law that was passed in 2004. And quite a lot of Nigerians are still not doing it. Some because they don't have the opportunity, but for those that have the opportunity, a whole lot do not do it. We are less than 7 million on that scheme out of our 180 million Nigerians. Maybe there are 60 million working in formal employment, but it's still less than 10%. So we all believe that today is better than it's better to take care of today and to worry about the future. That's a universal problem. The truth of the matter is that retirement is very expensive, as Madam has mentioned. There's what you call a replacement ratio. How much of your current salary do you need to survive when you are no longer working? I.e., what are the basic necessities that you will still need to pay for? Whether you have a salary or you don't have a salary, whether you have medical from your office or you don't have medical, then you must have a replacement ratio. The law I mentioned to you, try to ensure that Nigerians got 50% as a minimum replacement ratio. That is assuming that as you approach retirement, a lot of your other expenses drop off. You obviously will not be paying school fees or taking a second or third wife or doing things that you should not be doing at that age. The expenses that were up and coming have been dropping, and you only need the basic necessities. It is estimated that you need about 70% of your salary. If it was a lower income person, it is much worse. It is a lower income person, it is much worse. It is up to 90%.
Is that Ms. Olusoy?
Even though it's good, you save, but the worth of the savings in view of inflation is a factor to be used. So in that case, investments, not necessarily cash investments, I think would be much better. But whatever it is, God first, because no matter what happens, anything can happen to the investments. We should commit everything to God. Then secondly, most of the, in the times of spending, most of the things that keep us is our wants, not our needs. So we should be disciplined while we are working and know and be able to differentiate between wants and needs.
Thank you very much. Number two. Who's number two? Bella, you're not number two. Bella is number two.
Well, similar to what Mrs. Awupuwa was talking about, you take an insurance policy, life policy, at maturity, what it will buy may be enough for you to buy a meal. But at the time that the thing was being proposed to you, it seemed so very nice. Really, maybe instead of saving money, is to get involved in things, income-generating prospects, yes. I think that's more important.
Okay, thank you very much. Eric, you have to answer these questions. Your profession is on the line. Who's number three? Mr. Ajiboye will help you.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Well, I have made efforts to plan for retirement. I walked into the bank and I told them I want a certain sum to be taken into an account. The bank stopped this arrangement. In fact, before I reached an agreement to get that done, it was tough. But I managed to have it sustained for just about a year. After that, the bank just stopped. I went back there. They didn't even give me any good reason. Why I'm saying this is that sometimes efforts are made to do some planning, but you see some frustrating factors all over the place. So I think the facilitators will help to advise, especially our MD from IBTC. IBTC is one of the investment houses that I have worked up to as a family, and our money there became almost like zero after some time. So you may need to advise us the best investments that will be more profit yielding. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Change the bank, though. And change the bank. Dump the bank. Write them a very nice letter and say you are useless. And dump them. Yes, it works. Number four. Number four, very quickly.
Thank you, sir. My questions are of twofold. One, I have some of my contemporaries. I am in my 40s. I have some of my contemporaries that we graduated together. Some of them have not been employed till date. I graduated over a decade ago. I did my master's some 10 years ago. Some of my master's colleagues, my master's class, they have not picked appointment employment till date. So if we are being taught on retirement, those set of individuals, where do they fall? They have not picked anything either in the public service up till now. And how will they prepare for retirement? That's my first question. The second one is, if there's a field of study you have always wanted, is it possible to go into it after retirement? For instance, if you are a professor at 70, you want to go into a new field of study. Thank you, sir.
Very good. You're just on time. I was going to stop you. Next person. Who is next? You are the next person. Okay. The lady at the back.
Good morning, church. My question is, I work with an insurance company, and working in the field, I noticed that one of the problems that young people have is impulse buying, and it's also a problem with the older people. And you know, when you are on salary and the money keep increasing, you see people, they have this longingness to buy more things that they don't know, that they end up dumping them. And at retirement, when this money stop coming, it's a kind of problem. You see people being sick, and when they get to the clinic, they are not really ill. it's because of a habit that they are being withdrawn for, because the money has stopped flowing from how it is.
Thank you
That's
very
my-
much.
Thank
So
you. sir.
lack of financial prudence. You are next, sir. Okay, I think it's you. I thought it was fine. You are next, and then Mrs. Alabi.
Two takeaways from the panelists. They said planning and savings. In an environment that is unfriendly to plants, that nobody plants on the national level, the state level, and I don't know how it will dovetail to the individual level. Because whatever plans that the individual is trying to make will be influenced by the national or the state plans, as it were. On the area of savings, how do you save? When
Your
for,
time is up, sir. Finish
when
the
for
sentence.
18 months you don't receive salary,
Okay.
6 months you don't receive salaries,
Time
and
up.
so what do you plan on?
Good. My quick response on that is that part of your planning is to plan for studying disruptive policies. But we will get to it. Mrs. Alabi.
I would like to advise employees to be disciplined and to contribute profitably in any organization they work. Because all these will bounce back when they eventually start their own work. I'm a victim of voluntary retirement. I retired not because I wanted it.
1 minute, so this story must squeeze into you.
Not
It's 30
because
seconds now.
I wanted it, but because of governmental policy. So I was given the chance to either stay or retire. I sought the face of God and I retired. I was supposed to actually retired last month. I was 60 last month, but I retired 13 years ago. I stand here to give God the glory because it has been so wonderful, so excellent. I've enjoyed God's grace,
Very good. Good
peace, and upliftment at all times.
Praise the Lord. I testify that Mrs. Alabi's fish is very sweet. It says fish. I'm a testifier. Praise the Lord. Who is next? Good. Did you raise your hand? Did I give you a number? What's your number? 9. Okay.
In addition to what our mommy said about you having a relationship with people when we are still in service, is very, very important. Because I know of a general that is in Nigerian Army, who was my daddy's senior. And the children, they always behaving anyhow. They insult people around. They'll be driving cars all around the barrack, especially their mother. Did not encourage them at all. So, unexpected, they retired their father due to the issue. A whole general in Nigeria Army started begging a captain, not even a colonel. So relationship is very, very important.
Thank
It's
you very
very,
much.
very, very important. Please.
Very good advice. Thank you very much. Good example. God bless you. The same row towards the back. Thank you. Dr. Lee Joba first, then Professor Tayo.
2 quick questions for the MD of IBTC and one for our own Obasoro John. Now, the terminal benefits of most retirees
1 minute, Doc.
cannot buy tangible investment, and the monthly pay cannot take care of their basic needs. Can a potential retiree continue to save into the RSA to make it more substantial? The second one is, how can a pension fund help to support a retirees for access to a mortgage loan? Professor Bashir John, how can a professor retire into setting up a school with 5 million terminal benefits?
Thank you very much. Very good. You kept within 1 minute. I'm impressed. Professor Tayo.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
I'm just going to talk briefly on there's no need to fear the challenges we are going to face when we retire. I retired about 7-8 years ago, and I think I'm one of the most blessed retirees in the country. I can say that to God's praise and glory. What's the reason? You prepare, you plan, then you become realistic when it dawns on you that you are leaving. Cut your material.
According to your cloth.
Yes. If you are living in opulence, it's extravagant. Trim your garment and make sure you are very happy. And if you can still work, there are many of our colleagues, I don't work for anybody, but as a professional, I still work. I mean, when I tell people I'm retired, they say, no, it's not possible.
Prof,
I still work. So work if you can still. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I think there's somebody at the back. Yes.
I want to ask, my mom was retired very early. And then the problem then was that before she was retired, she took loans from different financial institutions to complete a project that after retirement, she's going to rely on those projects. But then she was retired early against her wish. So we had early retirement, loans, and then an uncompleted project. So in this case now, how do you handle such issues where you have a loan to sort out and then the project is uncompleted? Thank you.
You have to do dry fasting, I'm telling you. But go to the next person. Eric will answer the question. But me, I can already see dry fasting on the horizon. Serious one, on the mountain. 1 minute, you have the microphone.
Okay, praise God.
Hallelujah.
My question, a question and a contribution. My question is, in a financial system that is driven by credit, how do you, don't you think it's obsolete, still advising us to save instead of teaching us financial intelligence and investment? That's my question.
Thank you very much. You have two?
Yeah, my contribution is the firm I work was actually set up by a man that retired about 65, 68, and is a multinational firm till today in more than 60 countries in the world. So I think even at old age, people can still be very active.
Very good. Thank you very much. God bless you. So I think we're coming to this row. You might as well start from the back. Give to Obed, then Mrs.
My question goes to the MD of Stanbic IBTC. Now, between these three options, going into stock business, fixing your money in the bank, and establishing a running business, which of course you may not be certain of how the business environment will run, which one will you advise us to go into?
Thank you very much. Short and sharp. Mr. Lusoya.
Mrs. Ajaja mentioned two major things, planning and practice. I'd like her to talk about the practice.
Okay.